Hey there everybody, I'm Jack. This is Raw Tropical Living. Thanks for joining me today. Hope your week's off to a good start out there. As I'm shooting this video, it's a nice Sunday morning. I'm looking out the window at all the beautiful azaleas blooming and just kind of trying to organize my week and get some things going. Today I want to talk about how to start a raw food diet, what to do first. Guys, I do videos every day, so if you haven't already done it, please go down and hit that red subscribe button now. Then click on the little bell and check send notifications so you'll stay subscribed to the channel. And for new people, I've got a store below in the description, sells some vegan designs, got some other stuff coming soon, so go check it out. I like this one. I got this one back out. I'm starting to get some of my short sleeves back out. Vegan for life. Vegan for life. I'm not just plant-based, I'm vegan. So how do you start off on this lifestyle? I've done a number of videos on this, and this isn't going to be on the specifics today on, okay, start eating this, and then week two you eat this. This is just going to be a little bit more on the thought process and what I believe you can do to educate yourself and do this thing in a healthy manner where you can sustain long term. Too many people just jump into the raw food thing willy-nilly, and there's a lot of this woo-woo and magical and mystical and all this kind of stuff out there. And even like, I know I get a lot of pushback on that. That's why I don't go to groups a lot, because the hardcore people are always talking, they're pontificating, they're telling you how it should be, this and that. But why are people constantly leaving the raw food diet? Why do they say, oh, it can't be done, I can't be raw vegan? It's simply because they're missing some of it. And the biggest thing I will say is, don't follow me, don't listen to me, don't believe me. Verify everything for yourself. Stop looking to anybody on YouTube, social media, wherever as your ultimate authority. There's a lot of authorities out there. So like I say, that's why I like to just direct traffic. I like to direct traffic to people that can enunciate, that can talk about this subject much better than I can. And one of the places where people are falling way short is they're being a little bit stubborn because, oh, it's raw, and they hear all this extreme stuff and whatever, and they're not educating themselves on what their body needs or how to do this. So that would be step number one that I would say right there, is from day one, you know, balance out how you're learning about this lifestyle. Balance how you're getting your knowledge. Don't make it 100% YouTube videos of people that are just, you know, random people that are, and hey, nothing wrong. I do it myself, and there's people that I enjoy watching. But go to the people that are actually writing about the science, that are that actually could be considered experts on this lifestyle. Don't limit yourself to just stuff that's from raw vegans either. Don't limit yourself to just information that's written about raw veganism. In fact, I totally advise people to start with something with information and stuff, and they can work their way towards raw. Start learning about the science behind a plant-based diet. You know, I always recommend, always, good places to start. And these are some specifics. I'm not, you know, Brenda Davis, I talk about her over and over and over. For veganism, you know, just for eating vegan, not got so much getting into the raw yet, I totally recommend her first book, Becoming Vegan, as I do any of Dr. Greger's stuff. To get it all in one spot, I haven't read the book, but I've seen a lot of the different things talked about in videos and what have you. But get Brenda Davis, Becoming Vegan, and then get Dr. Greger, How Not to Die. Watch all these doctors of the plant-based diet. Caldwell Esselstyn, a wealth of information. And these people, like if you look at a lot of these older doctors, they're older. T. Colin Campbell, he's not a doctor, I don't believe. He may be he might have a doctorate, but I don't know how old he is. Look at Caldwell Esselstyn, the fellow, the surgeon out in California, you know, that just died recently. A lot of these people that have what I call the best longevity, as far as like the number itself, plus their quality of life, or you know, mostly people that are eating cooked, but that's neither here nor there. You'll make your decision on that, but get some good basics behind you, get some good science behind you. Another one, but now this is one that's raw, but also there's some really good stuff in there. 80-10-10. It's written from a little bit less of a woo-woo type perspective, and it'll give you some good stuff. But definitely get that kind of stuff and watch those people. If you don't want to necessarily, if you don't have the money to spend on a bunch of books, you can look up Brenda Davis, Becoming Vegan. If you do, you'll go to a talk that is basically the nuts and bolts of her book. You can go to Dr. Greger and it's like How Not to Die, or just anything you search on Dr. Greger, Nutrition 101, or nutrition.org, nutrition101.org, whichever it is. There's a couple of talks of his that come up that are like around an hour or so. Great information in there. Reversing and Preventing and Reversing Heart Disease by Colwell Esselstyn. The China Study, Whole. Now here's another angle to go about it, because you can come at this thing from different angles. Some people come to this lifestyle, you know, vegan, whether it's vegan or plant-based. Some people come to this lifestyle for their health. Many come for the animals. Myself personally, I came for health, just to get healthier, but I stay for the animals. And it was almost simultaneously. Yeah, I started looking into this stuff, and I got into the whole raw vegan thing because of health, of wanting to improve my health, of wanting to prevent things in the future. But it locked me into plant-based, it locked me into vegan, because I made that ethical connection very quickly. And it, like, I don't know how, I don't know why. I didn't really watch any of the stuff that most vegans recommend, that I would recommend to you, because I didn't need to. I kind of got it. You know, I think one time I clicked on Earthlings and watched about 15 minutes, and I'm like, oh my God, this is barbaric. I don't think I need to watch this. I don't think I'm obligated to watch this, since I'm done. I'm vegan now. But yeah, so, you know, listen, I'm not going to get into some tearjerker of a thing, whether you're doing it for an ethical purpose, whether you're doing it for a health purpose. If you're doing it for a health purpose, even look at it like this, like making that ethical connection will make it stronger. When you've got both the connections, when you're doing it for the animals, for your health, and you can look at it, you're doing it for the planet, the environment, everything else, then, you know, it makes a lot more sense. But also, too, I just want to really stress this whole, like, these are loose guidelines. Go educate. There's a number of doctors out there. There's Furman. There's, he's not a doctor, but is Gabriel Cousens a doctor? But there's just so many people with so many different approaches to this lifestyle. Go watch them all. Don't make somebody else your guru. Don't put somebody else in charge of your health, of your life, of what you do. You should always be the gatekeeper. Think of all those people out there. They're just sources. They're just information coming in. In fact, block out their personalities. Don't watch people or don't resonate with people because you kind of like their personality. Does it make sense to you? You know, so less of this following. Be your own person. Why does everybody need to follow out there? Like I say, I've watched other videos, and I damn sure watched a lot of videos and read a lot of people's stuff when I first got into this lifestyle. But even back then, 6-7 years ago, people were whining about how somebody led them astray, or this YouTube person, you know, led them in the wrong direction. And they're actually mad. I've seen people that are mad with plant-based, raw vegan educators out there because they followed them. No, if you did something stupid, don't be mad at the person that you did something. You gave up your power. You didn't think. In the end, this is your life. This is your life. You can't put anything else. You can't put the responsibility in the hands of other people about anything you do in your life. Hey, this is a lesson I've had to really grapple with the last few years. It's just coming to realize, like, you know, how responsible I am for where I am right now and how responsible I am for where I will be in the future. So, yeah, take more responsibility and be a little bit more active in the process. I just see so many questions to so many different sources out there that are just out of desperation. That's just like, here, I'm putting myself in your hands. Just tell me what to do. they don't want to think about it. They don't want to put the work into it, but it's always it's gonna help you when you understand something, when it makes more sense, when you really understand why you're doing what you do, you're more likely to do it. Like I say, I read a lot of different stuff. I wanted to take a lot of different things from a lot of different people. So from the very beginning, people asked me, well, did you have a problem with this? Did you have a problem with that? And there were things, yeah, I mean, you know, there's things we all still struggle with, but I never really had much of a problem actually leaving the animal products behind, because I had both those connections. I could draw on both those connections. In other words, like when I was in my early days of doing this, if I say picked up a smell or thought of something, or just was like, ooh, pizza, or ooh, ribs. I used to do ribs, chicken wings, whatever. There was still a part of me that it was still drawn to it, like, ooh, that really looks tasty. I'd like to eat a bite of that. But my brain just rejected it, because once I knew, I couldn't unknow. Once I knew, I could close my eyes, I could picture I take a bite of that chicken wing. I can picture it traveling through my body, what it's doing. Plus, I was starting to make the ethical connection. I saw that, you know, I could also too imagine, ooh, I kind of want those chicken wings. Come on, I can have some chicken wings. I'll get back on it tomorrow. Then I started seeing the ethical connection. I could, you know, see, and I could relate to what, not relate, God, I couldn't relate, but I could understand what was happening and what the consequences were and what the suffering that these animals went through to get there. So I had, you know, both approaches. So anyhow, just educate yourself on this lifestyle, on this way of eating, on this diet, and you be your own, do the driving. Stop hopping in the back seat and letting everybody else drive for you. Make your own decisions and take your responsibility about what you do or what you don't do, what you put in your body or what you leave out of your body. So, hope you guys enjoyed this one today. If you like it, please give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Peace.